everyone, I'm Dr. Padmavathy Tungaturthi from Teach Connect. Today, I will analyze mathematics basic question paper for class 10 CBSE examination. We all know that students must have opted for mathematics basics too, but the question paper is suitable for the basic standard with one skill and one content point for every question. Our aim is to decode the question first. There is no hurry to answer. Let us first understand what is asked. What are the probable questions one might ask in such a pattern of question? That's very important for all the teachers to know. The student is as intelligent as the teacher. The teacher must make an effort to decode the question paper. Let us see how to decode the question and understand the number of points given in both the sections, Section A and Section B. Case study questions are no barrier for us. They are much more interesting, enhancing our knowledge. Question papers will also enhance our knowledge to the best when written by the teachers. Question papers will also enhance our knowledge. Let us see how this question paper, mathematics basic, will enhance the learning of a student for math examination. And also there are many takeaways in the pattern written for this sample question paper. Let me share the screen to you all. See, this is the mathematics question paper sample for Math Basic 2022-23. Therefore, let us not worry about the number of sections that every child will know. This is only a pattern, and when pre-board examinations are modeled to the students, then the student should be able to follow the same pattern. The pattern will remain the same. And tell them where there is an internal choice and where there is no choice for the student. And very importantly, draw neat figures wherever required, because it's mathematics. The angle must match. The length line segment must remain constant when measured. And take pi is equal to 22/7. That's very important. Let us look at the first question. Section A consists of 20 questions of 1 mark each. Remember, one question consists of one skill and one content. If two positive integers P and Q can be expressed as P and Q, AB square and A cube B, A, B being prime numbers, you have to tell them the importance of prime numbers. Otherwise, there will be factors for the composite numbers. That means these numbers A and B do not have any factor. That is the skill we have to know from here. Now, LCM of these numbers, P and Q. Fine. LCM with numbers, children can write down, but LCM with algebraic expressions is very, very important. The system remains the same, though it is for numbers or for algebraic expression, because LCM doesn't change. Now, when LCM is of PQ is a certain number, here it is AB, definitely, then what is the other probable question for this? What's the HCF? That means somewhere down in the question paper, either there will be a HCF appearing, or there will be something like HCF into LCM is equal to product of two numbers. The teacher has to guide the children to read the question correctly and the next express the question. Then look at this. Therefore, out of one question given here, we understand that it is algebraic expression. We understand that LCM has to be calculated for prime numbers. Then what are the other two left out? HCF as well as product of HCF and LCM is equal to product of two numbers. Therefore, the teacher should be able to tell the children to calculate the rest of the two parts also. Question number 2. What is the greatest possible speed? Here the question of HCF appears. Now, HCF it is not directly given as HCF. That's why it is given for numbers and made easy. That is one skill to find out greatest possibility is HCF. And then the next thing is made easy. Let us understand the question correctly. Now, why the other three are wrong are also important for us. Then, what is the minimum speed? What is the least possible speed? Calculate for that. Check if HCF and LCM is equal to product of these two numbers. Then third question, 1, 0 of the quadratic polynomial. Yes, the difference between the equation and the polynomial must be made clear. Maybe equation polynomial difference will appear later. Now, x square plus 3x plus k, one root is 2. Therefore, what is the other value? What is the value of k? The children should understand. And also decide why the three options are wrong. What brings them to a wrong answer? They should understand. Then it is slow process, one by one question. Slow, the speed will pick up. Now, 1, 0 of the quadratic polynomial. Here the skill is to factorize these polynomial and understand that if 1 is 0, there is complete factorization. Child should be able to do it one after the other. If this expression doesn't appear here, it will appear somewhere else in the question paper. Now next, graphically the pair of equations given by, these are representing two lines. Are these intersecting at only one point? That means two different equations. Concept value of m is different. And are they the same line? Or are they intersecting at exactly two different points? This is what we have to make the child know. Therefore, look at these two equations. They appear to be having the same coefficients. Same coefficient, 6x minus 3y plus 10 is equal to 0. 6x minus 3y plus 27 is equal to 0. The value of m is different. That's how the child knows that these are parallel lines. Then, if the quadratic equation has real and equal roots, first question is done where they find the zeros, factorization is asked. Now, after factorization, knowing the roots of the equation, knowing the roots whether they are real, unequal, real, equal, real and equal roots. Let the child comfortably understand the question. Therefore, the skill asked here is that the child know what is factorization and how the quadratic equation, how does she come to the conclusion of real and equal roots. Next. The perimeter of a triangle with vertices 0, 4, 0, 0 and 3, 0. This is an oral problem. But why is it given for grade 10? That's very important. The perimeter of the triangle, vertices. During the classroom, let the child draw this on a graph sheet. Effort has to be taken, teachers. Let them draw on the graph sheet. Look here, the coordinates have plotted on the graph sheet with A at 0, 0, B on the y-axis 3, 0, C on the x-axis 0, 4. Now this becomes a right angle triangle. The oral question, 5 units. It becomes an oral question only when it is drawn on a graph sheet or plotted on a graph sheet. Here, the child should write A 0, 0, B 0, 4, C 3, 0. Then, otherwise what the child will do? The child will end up doing Pythagoras distance for all the units A, B, B, C, C, A. Then decide that the answer is 5 units perimeter. Therefore, the other side is 5 units. Now, come on, the child will be adding all the units, perimeter of the triangle. Here it is not enough if the child is knowing the third side that it is 5 centimeters or 5 units. Here it is not enough if the child is knowing the third side. the child should also understand that perimeter has to be calculated. The sustenance of expression, looking at the question, is very important, because now the child in the third step has to add 4 plus 3 plus 5. 7 plus 5 is 12. This is how then the mark will be earned by the student. Now, in the triangles A, B, C, D, E, F, they will be similar. When they will be similar, this is the spatial knowledge question which is given to the children. How the child is able to visualize and draw on the answer sheet. Let them draw the question. There is no need of writing down the final answer. They can even do the problem either in the rough work or in the main question. There is nothing like they shouldn't do or shouldn't sort out a problem on the main paper. That's their paper. It is for them to, the students' paper, and it is for them to do the problem. The solution has to be given. Now, how is that? Which angles are matching here? Which angles are similar? Therefore, out of this, they should know. If they do not have spatial knowledge, this easy problem cannot be solved. In which ratio the y-axis divides the line segment joining the points? 5, minus 6, minus 1, minus 4. Now this line segment is joining the point in which ratio the y-axis. Now the child should understand y-axis has x component as 0. Does the child know y-axis x point is 0 and x-axis y point is 0? This is the point skill where the child has to score marks. Coolly, let the child complete concept after concept. Now, what is the other question which can be framed here? X-axis, how does it divide? When given a point, how does it divide? Let them draw on a graph sheet. Do not think that it is waste of time. They will draw on a graph sheet and they will understand that this particular point is dividing exactly. They will observe the ratios here. Let them know that which point is on the y-axis, which point is on the x-axis, what point is falling on the third quadrant, second quadrant, first quadrant, and fourth quadrant. 5, minus 6, x is positive, y is negative, it is third quadrant. 5, minus 6, x is positive and y is negative, that is in the fourth quadrant. X and y both are negative, minus 1, minus 4. They fall on the third quadrant, in the third quadrant. So let the child understand one after the other and then do the problem. Every bit of it, the child knows for the first 10 problems, then automatically the skill will be developed. In the figure, if PA and PB are tangents to the circle with center O, angle APB is given 50 degrees, the angle OAB is what? Does the child know that the middle alphabet is the alphabet for the angle? Does the child know that this is an isosceles triangle because tangents drawn from external point are identical and equal in length? So many things can be asked at this particular point. Does the child know that APB is an isosceles triangle? Does the child know that OA and OB are two radii of this circle? Or is she doing mechanically? This is known, this is to be understood here. Now, what are the angles over here? How the isosceles triangles angles are divided? This is all a complex problem. Multiple choice problems are not easily giving marks problem. They are complex problems here with so many concepts. Now, what are the two angles? What are the other things they can ask you? Angle ABP is equal to angle PAB. Come on, calculate. What is PAB? And prove that PAB is equal to PBA. Prove it. So these are the small questions which you can give to the children. Prove that AB is equal to, prove that OA is equal to OB. It can be done. That is another isosceles triangle. Why it's an isosceles triangle? The child should know. The child should also know that that's a tangent and the radius is equal to 90 degrees. Does she know? Please ask her. There are geometry problems are my forte. I like asking so many questions in geometry. Now, it is not given in this problem. Use formula and write down. Sine A is equal to half, and the value of secant A is how much? Sine A is equal to half. That's fantastic. Is the child drawing a right angle triangle, marking opposite side by hypotenuse as 1 and 2, and calculating the other side using the Pythagoras theorem and calculating the cos? That is also good with us. It is not given that sine of angle A has to be determined angle. There is no one method. There are many methods. The child can convert secant A into cos and then write down the formula, or write down sine square A plus cos square A is equal to 1 and calculate the value if the child is good at transposing. What is that the child is teaching? What is that the child is learning? What is that the child is understanding? How is the teacher bringing the problem in a connective way to the student? That's very important. Now, what is root 3? What strikes their mind when it is root 3? What in terms of tan and cot? Ask question. One question shouldn't be left just like that. Many questions should be framed from that. Now look at this. Root 3 cos square A. There. Earlier problem, if the child skips using sine square A plus cos square A is equal to 1, the problem appears here. Root 3 cos square A plus root 3 sine square A. Then root 3. Does the child know that root 3 can be taken as common? That's the skill to be followed here. And obviously, sine square A plus cos square A will be equal to 1. Then, what's the value of this? Yes. Then, if at all you want to ask this, if it is in terms of tan, what should be the angle of A? For tan, what value? The value should be root 3 or 1 by root 3. Then how do you find out angle A? Calculate, ask children. Ask children many questions. Now, 12th question. The value of cos 1 degrees, cos 2 degrees into cos 3 degrees. Wow, what a fantastic question. Now, what does the child know here? Does the child know cos 45, cos 30? Let the child only do what the child knows. The child knows the value of cos 90 is 0. Then whatever values they are multiplied, that value gives 0. This is such an creative problem and a thought-provoking problem. This 1 mark problem is a higher order thinking skill. Do it with sine 0 onwards, because we know that sine 0 is 0. Whatever we multiply, do it. Tell them that sine 0, sine 1 degree, sine 2 degrees, all work in the same way. Now, if the perimeter of a circle is equal to that of a square, then the ratio of their areas. Does the child remember that pi value has to be 22 by 7? Because it is written over here that the pi value has to be taken only 22 by 7 whenever required, if not stated. Look at this, whenever required, if not stated. Now, if the radii of perimeter of a circle is equal to that of a square. Now here it is a side and there it is a perimeter. 2 pi r is equal to 4a in terms of its units. And the ratio of their areas, you can determine the ratios of r and a. From there, calculate the ratios of their areas. Now, if two radii, now come on, if the radii of two circles are in the ratio 4:3, then their areas, calculate the ratios of their, if the radii of two circles are in the ratio 4:3, then their areas are in the ratio. We remember that pi can be pi. Unnecessarily let the child not write so many things over there. What is smart work? Pi r square. Pi into 4 square is to pi into 3 square. The answer is very clearly written over here. The total surface area of a solid hemisphere of radius 7 centimeters. Now, what's the formula? What's the total surface area of a solid hemisphere? Now, why is the word total additionally given here? The child has to calculate the circular part on top along with the hemispherical part. The value of pi, see the answer is left in pi. Looking at the answer, the child shouldn't worry writing 22 by 7 and multiplying it thereafter. Therefore, now, complete solid, what is the surface area? Does the child know? If the child can write 4/3 pi r cube, are we testing on the complete solid hemisphere, solid sphere, comparing two hemisphere surface area with one solid hemisphere, comparing the surface areas of two solid hemispheres joined together to form one complete sphere. What's the difference? Put such quizzy questions to children from one question frame meant. Now here, does the child know what is happening in the result, in the table? It is neatly tabulated because this is data analysis world. We are giving a lot of importance to data analysis. Then upper limit of the model class. Does the child know what is the upper limit? Does the child know how to read the data? Does the child know how to do this model class? That's, I think, the child will understand what is model class. Now here, if the mean of the following distribution is 2.6, that's in the middle, then the value of y is how much? What is mean? How to calculate mean? How to substitute formula? Here the skill asks this substitution. If then mean, median, mode, ask them to calculate the formula wise. 4 problems will be covered here. These are the simple problems which are given to the children. Now, probability. A card is selected at random from a well-shuffled deck of 52 cards. Let the child know that the complete deck has 52 cards. The child did not lose any card here. How is the probability given? Red face card. Bring the pack of cards. You might not be playing cards, but bring the pack of cards to class and tell them, show them practically. Now at least it is not late. These are all to be done in math lab. But now at least you bring them. The child will know that half of the cards are red in color and half of the cards are black in color. Now, direction for questions 19 and 20. Here, look. HCF, LCM, what's the product of this? The question which we have come across in number 1 is again appearing here. Limited number of points are tested in the examination. The ratio, no, come on here, calculate HCF, calculate HCF, LCM, do the product, make the children do so that the children have finger dexterity for solving a problem. The ratio in which the line segment joining 2, -3, 5, 6 internally. One time it is internally, one time it is externally. It's all fun to do mathematics. Then, what's the difference between the formula to solve internally and solve it externally? Now, for what values of k will the following pair of linear equations have infinitely many solutions? We have already come across a parallel line. There itself we have coincident line. And here, how is that we are having comparison between the coefficients? The child should be able to calculate. Again, let them calculate and tell you what should be a parallel line. These are all the things which have to be done at least now after the sample paper is given. Do not give the same sample paper to children without any analysis. Altitudes AD and CE of triangle ABC intersect at each other at point P. Show that triangle ABD is congruent to triangle, similar to triangle CBE. Look here. How the child takes hold of that 90 degrees and makes different triangles. How the child is able to have a spatial knowledge, turning the question and checking how the angles are similar. They can definitely prove it because it's for them to have a vision of similarity. Let them draw separately on a worksheet. Let them draw separately on the main paper. It's okay to draw as long as they give the answer to the question. Or similarly, the basic proportionality theorem is given. That means the internal choice lies between basic proportionality theorem and the similar triangles. We have to be smart enough in analyzing such kind of thing. Now question number 23. Two concentric circles of radii 5 centimeter, 3 centimeter. There are two different circles. Find the length of the chord of the larger circle which touches the smaller circle. What's the length of the chord? From where to let them draw. Let them draw two circles. Geometrically, let them draw. They will have a satisfaction that they have worked on it really. Length of the chord of the larger circle which touches the smaller circle. The larger chord, the chord must touch the small circle. The children will have fun in drawing it. Now cot theta is equal to 7 by 8. Evaluate 1 plus sine theta, 1 minus sine theta by 1 plus cos theta into 1 minus cos theta. There is nothing to worry. Nobody has asked for a formula here. Draw a triangle. You give a solution to the children to draw a triangle or 90-degree triangle, right angle triangle, mark cot theta. But the child should know what is cot theta. What does it mean? Which side by which side is cot theta? Then, if the child doesn't know that, opposite side by adjacent side is tan theta. Adjacent side by opposite side is cot theta. Based on that, let them complete the triangle first for their satisfaction. Then afterwards, sine theta, cos theta come, and it's just a fun of numerical. Now, this problem becomes a numerical problem. Find the perimeter of a quadrant of a circle. Now then, oh, by the way, I forgot to make a mention. Let them also know that sine square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. Let them try, let them know, let them frame their own question. From 1, let them frame many questions. Then they will not forget the concept. Find the perimeter of a quadrant of a circle of radius 14 centimeters. We all know that quadrant is 1/4 of a circle. Let them not remember any formula. Theta by 360 into 2 pi r. No need. Let them draw a quadrant. Let them draw a circle. Let them see that it is 1/4 of a bigger circle makes a quadrant. Then add, shade it. Because why stress them on the formula every time? It is not mentioned here that they have to use a formula, isn't it? Now, or find the diameter of a circle whose area is equal to sum of the areas of two circles. See, two circles, areas, pi is common, need not be solved for 22 by 7. Add them and then make it a bigger circle. Then come back to the question. Look at the question, find the diameter of a circle. Normally, the child will have a tendency to leave it at r value, but diameter of a circle has to be given in positive terms. Now, this is a Bible problem. Root 5 is an irrational number. Everybody should know what are rational numbers and irrational numbers, how to solve it by assumption. And they must have done this on the very first day when they have come to school. Then 27, zeros of the quadrinom. 27, find the zeros of the quadratic polynomial. Verify the relationship. What are the other two problems which are given? They have given the roots have to be found out. Factorization has to take place. Here, verify the relationship of between the zeros and coefficient. Does the child know what do they mean by coefficient? Does the child know what are the zeros? This is the skill included here. Now, give them zeros and coefficient and ask them to frame a quadratic equation or an expression. Now, question number 28. A shopkeeper gives books on rent for reading. That means reading is very important for the children. They should read. They also can borrow books and read. They don't have to buy books every time. She takes a fixed charge for the first 2 days and an additional charge for each day thereafter. There is one scheme like this. The child should understand. Latika paid rupees 22 for a book kept for 6 days, while Anand paid rupees 16 for the book kept for 4 days. Let them draw the book, constant price. Nothing like they should convert this into A plus D, A plus 2D, not required. Book, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. They can solve like that also. Constant price of the book plus for 6 days. Therefore, what is it? For 2 days, what is that extra money taken? 6 rupees. For every day, it is 6 rupees. Let them have fun in solving the problem. Then find the charges, fixed charges as well as extra day charges. Let them see. For the first 2 days, she takes a fixed charge. Then after that, it is each day charge is being added. It is great fun to see this writing infographical. In this question number 28, let the child keep the book for a few days, for 4 days, for 6 days, for each day how much it is charged and what is that constant price kept. It is easy to solve. Let the child draw the book every day kept, or let them draw a sun. Make it interesting. Don't make it boring for them to solve the problems every time. Then it is easy for them to find out the fixed charge and the charge on the extra day. A and B are 100 kilometers apart on a highway. Let them draw 10 centimeters of a distance to scale. Write down 100 kilometers. One car starts from A and other from B at the same time. The cars travel in the same direction at different speed. They meet in 5 hours. For each hour, what is that speed they do? How is that they travel? They meet in 1 hour. What are the speeds of 2 cars? If they are meeting in 1 hour, what's happening? What are the speeds of 2 cars? They're traveling in the same direction at different speeds. If they are traveling in opposite direction, what is the speed that they are going to calculate? How we are going to do it in simultaneous equation, or it also can be done by hit and trial method. It is not given here that you have to solve using simultaneous equation. Observe, teachers. Throughout the question paper, there is no method mentioned. You can do in any method. Now in this figure, again, remember that this is an isosceles triangle, the same one which we have done in the earlier question. PQ is a chord of length 8 centimeters. That means it is completing the isosceles triangle by drawing 4 centimeters and 4 centimeters, where R is bisecting PQ. See, these are all small things which will make the child be more confident about the question. Find the length TP. TP need not be, we need not tell the children that you do this formula or do Pythagoras theorem. They'll automatically come to understand. Let them do by any method. Let them find out the tangent, or let them do by Pythagoras theorem if they know that the tangent is perpendicular to the radius. Length of the tangents are equal. Let them use trigonometry. Any method is okay with us. Isn't it? Any method should be fine. Now, prove that tan theta by 1 minus cot theta plus cot theta by 1 minus tan theta. Do they want to apply an LCM method? Let them. Do they want to apply A and B? Put tan theta as A and cot theta as B. Let them do it. Or do they want to write down in A by B, drawing a triangle? Let them do it. It is not necessary that they do by formula only. Sin theta plus cos theta is equal to root 3. Prove that tan theta plus cot theta is equal to 1. Do they want to do by hit and trial method like sin theta plus cos theta is equal to root 3? Or Do they have any other terms in here doing it? Do they want to transpose it and write down root of 1 minus sine square theta is equal to root 3 into sine theta? Solve it. Up to the children. Up to them as to how they should solve, how to deduce it. Then, if sine square theta plus cos square theta is equal to so much, 1, then what will be the value of sine theta minus cos theta? That way also it can be done. Now, question number 31. 2 dice are thrown at the same time. What's the probability? The teacher should bring 2 dice and throw and show them what's the probability of numbers appearing. Try until they get this. Then the child will know. In the examination, the child should open mind and understand the variation, understand how the dice is rolling. Then it is easy to do the problem. This probability has only 2 parts. One is a cards problem, another one is a dice problem, rolling dice problem. That is done here. Now the section D. 4 questions of 5 marks each are given here. An express train takes 1 hour less than a passenger train to travel. The child should know that express train travel faster than the passenger train. Tell them now. Between Mysore and Bangalore, without taking into consideration of the time they stop at intermediate station. Average speed is so much more than that of the passenger train. Find the average speed of the 2 trains. They will be able to do this because they have done this in the simultaneous equation section. Or these are problems which the child takes advantage of getting marks. Here, the motorboat and the speed, the stream, how the stream, upstream, downstream. Now the children understand better. They are a little 10 months older here. Question number 33, if prove that if a line drawn parallel always goes to a basic proportionality theorem, and in that look for similar triangles. 2 things have to be taken care of. 34, here, wow, what a fantastic problem, because the child is supposed to have so many pens. Conical depressions have to be made. The depressions are also shown here, and they are made. Depressions consist of hemispheres, cones. The radius, 4 conical depressions are being made. That means they're asking us the volume of cone here. The volume of cone, 4 cones from the total wood. Scope it up, draw it, show them the cube, take out, make this cube out of some mold. Make it out of that mold which children play during the classes in nursery and PP1. That bring that kind of plasticine and show the children how the volume can be scooped up so that they don't forget and we fix the problem here itself. Again, make a cylinder, scoop out this amount of volume of bird bath over here, water which the bird is drinking. Then the child will know exactly. Visualization is very important for solving these geometry problems or solving these mensuration problems. Now, a life insurance agent. The child should know what's a life insurance, why they take life insurance, how many years. That means anybody can take life insurance, right? From 20 to below 20 to 60. The child should know that there is life insurance even for them. Below 20. How many people, see, who has taken the maximum between 35 and 40? That means they can have a breather too. They can take a life insurance when they are between 35 and 40. Having age of 18 years onwards, but less than 16 years. See, these are all below 20, 20 to 25, 25 to 30. You all can take life insurance. What is a peak period? Solving problem comes on its own. But what is a peak period of taking life insurance? 35 to 40. Then who doesn't bother much about life insurance? Those who are above 60 or between 55 and 60. Now calculate the median age. Yeah, who are those who are taking maximum number of life insurances? The child should learn from the question. That's how. Now median, always, I already explained to you, mean, median and mode and relationship between them. Do by formula wise, do by without formula wise, do by random expression. You can do it. Section E, case study based questions. Wow, there are big cars given over here. Let the child look at the cars first. So many cars are being manufactured, much similar. The child will think that one day I too should be able to drive such a kind of car on my own. No. In the month of April to June 2022, the exports of passenger cars from India, these cars can be exposed, it's entrepreneurship, increased by 26%. Wow, Indians are exporting cars. That's fantastic. 26% in the corresponding quarter as per a report. That means we have a report to be made. A report should be made. A car manufacturing company planned to produce 1,800 cars in the 4th year and 2,600 cars in the 8th year, assuming that the production increases uniformly by a fixed number every year. That means each time they have a target, they have to meet the target. Let them understand, let them discuss this problem. Solving it comes later. This is just an arithmetic progression problem. Let them not get too excited in the case study problems and make a mistake. Let them know what is happening, the skills behind this. Now look here, the problem. Find the production in the first year, the 12th year, total production in the first 10 years, or how many years will the total production reach 31,200 cars? That means the big goal, 31,200, now itself they should understand the goal. Now the case study 2. In a GPS, the line that runs east-west are known as lines of latitude, and the lines running, see what are latitudes, what are longitudes given. The distance between two parallel lines is 150 kilometers. Lucknow, Puri, Bhuj and Nasik are shown. Yes, this is the picture. Lucknow, Puri, Nasik and Bhuj. Oh, good. Bhuj is in Gujarat. So Lucknow. So then Puri is in Orissa. This is to be a geographical knowledge also to be given. The moment we have written the coordinates on the graph paper in the first problem, that will help them solve here. It is like the latitudes and longitudes are a graph sheet. Now, the distance between any two parallel lines in 150 kilometers. Let them calculate the distance here. Between one unit is 150 kilometers, then so many units, how many kilometers they can calculate. Then understand, how is that they have given all other states or places also here for us to run a site, to calculate, to understand where is Bhutan, where is Bangladesh, Nepal, Myanmar. Check where is Tamil Nadu, where are we staying here, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana. My God, there is complete geography. Let them look at this diagram. Let them look everything. China, Tibet, Pakistan, Afghanistan. Let them know. Let them think on this question. The calculations will, however, be done. Internally, they are dividing it. We got one more problem dividing internally in our objective type. The subjective type questions are a similar objective type question. Type of triangle for Lucknow, Nashik and Puri. Unless they calculate, they won't know. Or they should measure. Look here. How many units are these? How many units are these? Let them calculate and tell. That should be an isosceles triangle. Case study, Lakshman Jhula. Now, where is Lakshman Jhula? The child can Google also and understand, because this is a mock paper for them. And see how nicely it is given. This is the angle of depression, angle of elevation, the height of the Jhula from the river. That means the Jhula is crossing this is the bridge from one end to the other end. The bridge connects the villages of Tapovan to Jong. One side is Tapovan, one side is Jong. Find the distance PA, PB, width of the river, height BQ when from P to Q is 30 degrees. So look at the picture again, how picturesque it is. This is where we are studying geography. The mountain, the valleys, the bridges, the water. This picture is specifically given to show the culture, the heritage of India. Now, that's the last question. 38 questions are given here. And when once the teacher explains every question to the child or takes an explanation from the child will get 100% of marks. Marks come on their own. Let the child understand the question first and decode it. Thanks for watching my video. As usual, be a part of our mission of improving quality of education at school. Send this video to somebody, to another math teacher, to another student who would love to have a help in analyzing the question paper. Thank you so much for watching.